He thought she was powerless, but little did he know her husband's past would turn his life upside down. What happened next became a nationwide movement for justice. In the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, where bustling neighborhoods brim with life and culture, a chilling incident sparked a chain reaction that no one could have foreseen. At the core of the story are Tamara Jenkins, a soft-spoken yet fiercely resilient Black woman in her 8th month of pregnancy, and her husband Marcus, a man with a quiet strength and a hidden past that would shake the very system they were up against. It all began on a sunny afternoon when Tamara stepped out of the grocery store, carrying a small bag of fresh produce. She was preparing dinner for Marcus, who worked long shifts at a logistics company. The day seemed peaceful, but that calm would soon shatter. Officer Dean Miller, notorious for his arrogance and racially motivated harassment, was patrolling the area. A middle-aged white man with a stern buzz cut and an intimidating demeanor, Miller had built a reputation for bullying residents in predominantly Black neighborhoods. That day, Tamara became his target. "Ma'am, stop right there," Miller barked, his voice sharp and commanding as he parked his cruiser abruptly and stepped out. His hand rested on his holstered weapon, a deliberate show of power. Tamara froze, her heart racing but her composure intact. "Sir, is there a problem, officer?" she asked, her voice steady but cautious. "You're loitering," Miller snapped, his tone dripping with accusation. "We don't need troublemakers around here." Tamara, feeling her unborn child move within her, replied calmly, "I just finished shopping. I'm heading home." But her reasonable explanation only fueled Miller's anger. "I said, don't argue with me," he yelled, storming toward her. Without warning, he shoved her backward. Tamara stumbled, clutching her stomach as fear coursed through her, but the worst was yet to come. Overcome with rage, Miller lashed out, kicking her in the abdomen. Tamara crumpled to the ground, crying out in pain. Witnesses screamed in shock, and some immediately pulled out their phones to record the horrifying scene. Within hours, the footage was all over social media. Videos of the incident spread like wildfire, accompanied by hashtags like Justice for Tamara and #StopPoliceViolence. Tamara was rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital, where doctors fought tirelessly to ensure her safety and that of her unborn child. Meanwhile, Marcus, who was at work when he heard the news, rushed to her side, his mind racing with worry. When he reached the hospital, he found Tamara lying pale and shaken but alive. "Tamara, are you okay?" he asked, his voice trembling. She nodded weakly but whispered, "He kicked me, Marcus." Her voice broke, and tears streamed down her face. Marcus's calm demeanor cracked as rage flickered in his eyes. He clenched his fists, but, instead of succumbing to anger, took a deep breath and vowed, "We're going to make him pay, not with violence, but with justice." Unknown to many, Marcus wasn't just a logistics worker. He was a former Marine with years of training and strategy and a deep understanding of law enforcement oversight. His quiet personality often masked his sharp intellect and unwavering sense of justice. That night, he began working tirelessly. He reviewed the footage from every angle, contacted his network of military friends, some of whom were now attorneys and activists, and prepared to take on a fight that would ripple across the nation. The next day, Marcus stood before a crowd of reporters and civil rights leaders outside the hospital. His voice was steady, yet filled with emotion, as he declared, "My wife and unborn child were attacked by someone sworn to protect and serve. We will not stop until justice is served." His words lit a fire. Protests erupted across Atlanta, with thousands gathering outside the police precinct, demanding accountability. Meanwhile, Marcus worked day and night, assembling a legal team and uncovering a history of unchecked misconduct within the Atlanta Police Department. 3 days later, Marcus and his attorneys delivered a court order for Officer Miller's suspension. When Miller was escorted out of the precinct by Internal Affairs, he sneered, "You're making a big mistake." Marcus met his glare with unshakable resolve. "The only mistake was you thinking you could get away with this." As the case gained traction, shocking details about Miller's past began to emerge. Complaints of excessive force and racial profiling had been swept under the rug for years. Marcus and his team ensured these cases were brought to light, turning the trial into a landmark moment for police accountability. In court, Tamara's testimony was both heartbreaking and powerful. "I was just trying to go home," she said, her voice trembling. "But he saw me as less than human because of my skin color. I refused to let him take away my dignity or my baby's future." The trial ended with Miller convicted of assault and misconduct. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, stripped of his badge, pension, and assets. The Jenkins family also won a significant settlement, which they pledged to use for community programs focused on police reform. But the story didn't end there. As the courtroom celebrated the verdict, a new twist emerged. A federal prosecutor revealed evidence of widespread corruption within the police department, with Miller at the center. This revelation led to sweeping reforms and additional charges against others involved. Outside the courthouse, Marcus and Tamara stood before a sea of supporters. "This fight is bigger than us," Marcus said. "Today, we proved that change is possible when we stand together." Months later, Tamara gave birth to a healthy baby boy. They named him Justice, a living symbol of their resilience and hope for the future. The Jenkins family used their experience to establish the Jenkins Center for Justice and Equality, a nonprofit dedicated to fighting systemic racism and advocating for police reform. Their story became a beacon of hope, proving that even in the darkest moments, unity and determination could light the way. And in a cold, dark prison cell, Officer Miller sat alone, haunted by the life he had destroyed and the unstoppable force he had underestimated. Don't forget to subscribe to the Story Hub for more stories that inspire and challenge. Hit the bell icon to stay updated, and let's explore these powerful narratives together.